Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. And thank you all for your get well wishes yesterday. I was feeling pretty bad. I'm feeling a lot better today, not 100%, but definitely in the mood to get some makeup on. Now I know I promised the rock chic, but I've got my purple on today, and purple is supposed to be a healing colour. So what else to do but the Glamour Muse look? Okay, so I've got my Glamour Muse palette out, which is this one. Now I'm going to use a colour chameleon again because it will pep up a very old palette. And the Glamour Muse was a bit of a disappointment to me, even when I first got it, because I love the colour scheme of it. But the pigment in the pop shade was never that good. It kind of took a lot of rubbing to get anything out. So it always disappointed me. But I have a colour chameleon that was a special edition, and I remember Charlotte Tilbury, some of the makeup artists there, saying I wish I could get hold of that colour chameleon. Well, I've just sharpened my old one and it actually is still quite pigmented, so I'm going to use that today because it is this beautiful vibrant purple. Look at that. She needs to bring this one back. Now, if you probably haven't got this, this one is called Intoxicating Violet. Okay, if you haven't got that one, don't worry, because the Amethyst Aphrodisiac, which is still being sold, will go perfectly under it as well. It's just a little bit more muted, right? And I just want to really purple it up today, so I'm going to go for that first. So let's scribble some of this on my lids and get going, shall we? All the details of my base that I've already put on will be in the description bar. Look at that. Now, I meant to tell you guys the other day and I forgot to tell you. This is very important. Colour chameleons are not meant to be put in your waterline. So you can take them underneath here, but do not put colour chameleons in the waterline. It says very clearly on the box not to do that. It's something to do with the formula. It's not very good to put in the waterline. Okay, so just remember that. Put them on your lids, put them on your upper lash line, lower lash line, but not in the waterline. Just going to take that up a little bit more. It is a little bit sort of, it started to get a little bit hard, so it's not as smudgeable as when it was new, but it's still as pigmented. So I just want to take a bit of that up there into the socket so that it kind of mingles with the enhanced shade of this palette, which is kind of lovely purpley grey. Okay, so that's that done. Just blend that out because it looks like there's a bit too much of a stark line. And then we'll get on with the palette. Just want to even it out a little bit before I do that, because my eye makeup might stick to it a bit more because it's a little bit older. Right, let's move on to the palette. Okay, I'm going to put the prime shade just in this inner corner, like so. So that I gradually go from lighter to darker on my lids, and a little bit in there, and also a bit underneath. Just take that bit further in like that. There we go. Right, and then we've got the enhanced shade. Now in the enhanced shade, I'm just going to take that up into the socket. This is a really good kind of, it's like a taupey shade, shimmer shade, but it's going to make a good transition shade for that purple. And then I'm going to take the smoke shade. So I really smoke out the edges. And you can see I've left that middle part of my socket completely free of everything but the colour Chameleon, because I want it to really help that pop shade, the purple pop shade, stick. Because the pop shade is beautiful, it is just not that pigmented compared to our other pop shades. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that grey and take that underneath as well. The greys and the purples in this are beautiful. And I heard a rumour that she was going to do one of these Glamour Muses reimagined, which should be great. I hope she doesn't do what she did with the Rebel though and make the purples a bit more muted, because I actually like the pinks and the purples in there. So then I'm going to take this pop shade and I'm just going to start doing a few layers, because it does look beautiful when you layer it up. It's just, it takes a bit of working in, and of course without that colour Chameleon it wouldn't look that purple. This reminds me of one of the Tom Ford palettes that I've had my eye on, but I do not own a Tom Ford palette yet. But there's one that's got this kind of purples and greys in it, and you're probably all screaming the name of the palette as I speak. So I'm really layering up that pop shade. Okay, and then I'm going to take, with my little pinky, I'm just going to pop some of the prime shade up here. And I'll also put a bit of the prime shade, just dot some in the middle, like that. I feel like I want a bit more of that enhanced shade, this one. Just want to incorporate a little bit more of that, because it is a beautiful shade. Right, that should do. And now what she says with this look is Barbarella brown. I'm not going to use Barbarella brown. My eyes, as you know, have just started to settle down, and I want to avoid her rock and coals right now. But I do want to do something else, which is to use a blue pencil underneath, because I think that this really kind of brings out. I'm going to put this in my lower waterline. Blue works really well with purple. Now of course I could have used a lighter blue, but I'm not going to today. I'm just going with the flow. Now you can use Marley Midnight and Charlotte Tilbury, and then on the upper waterline to define the eye I'm going to use my La Roche Posay black liquid liner. It just gives it a slightly different feel to it. Just about, my eyes can just about cope with this. Right, let me get my black eyeliner and I'll be right back. Okay, this is my La Roche Posay black eyeliner, liquid eyeliner, and it's very wet, so it allows you to put a very thin line right next to the lash line, but it also means that you're not pressing on the lid too much, so it doesn't actually stimulate my eyes to start watering as much. I find it's the pressing action of a liner that actually starts my eyes watering. Okay, I'm going to risk it with a mascara, but just in case that Pillow Talk mascara is what got my eyes watering the other day, I'm going to put on this little sample that I've got in my advent calendar, which is here somewhere. Let me show it you. I'll be right back. I'll find it. Okay, this one is very good. It's Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's called Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara. I'll put it on one eye so that you can see what it looks like. It's not as lifting as Charlotte's one, but it is very volumizing. Now that's one coat. It doesn't astound me after one coat, but after two it does. And if you're not one for clumpy eyelashes, this is a good mascara because it's quite wet, and I find I don't get twiglet lashes with this, and it doesn't matter how many coats I go in, they don't clump together. If it looks clumpy, it's because of my eyes watering, but actually they really feather out with this. You see that? Right, I'll finish off these and I'll be right back. Okay, my lips are a bit dry, so before I do my lipstick, I'm just going to use some of Charlotte's Magic Lip Oil, and this is the original. I didn't get the coloured ones, as you know. Let that sink in for a minute and I shall get my lip liner next. Okay, now it always intrigued me with this look that Charlotte, in the set, if you buy this as a set, the lipstick that goes with this look is Velvet Underground, which is a very deep kind of cerise look like this. But Charlotte always put Pillow Talk lip liner, which Pillow Talk, yes, it works with any lip colour because it mimics the colour of your lips. But I never understood why she didn't put something like Crazy in Love, which is going to match the lipstick a little bit more. So I'm going to use Crazy in Love after I give it a quick sharpen, because I think that's just better for a cerise lip. Now, I'm not really one for pink, pink and pink. This is quite a dated look for Charlotte, because I tend to, if I'm using a purple eye makeup, I'll put a peach blush on and maybe even peachy lips. I think it's a little bit 80s to have purple eye makeup, kind of pink lips and pink blush, but I'm going to do it today so that you can see it, because who says it's 80s? Maybe there is a sort of take on the 80s look that we can bring it back. Why does it have to be peach? I just want to try it today because I'm always putting a peach blush with purple eyeshadow, and maybe I'm going to like it. So anyway, here is Crazy in Love as a lip liner first. Okay, and I'm not going to fill in my lips today. I'm just going to use it as a liner. And then I'm going to put Velvet Underground, which is the lipstick with this look. And then, as I said, it's not a peach blush that goes with this look, it's a pink blush. And the blush that goes with this look is Love Glow. So I'm just going to get that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm already feeling the Bananarama vibe of the 80s. Oh, I haven't put on the lip gloss yet. I'll do that in a minute. But this is Love Glow. I'm just going to tap a bit of this off. I'm just using the swish at first, which is quite pale on me. And then pop. Do you see what I mean about why I always prefer to have a peachy lip? I love this colour lipstick, but with purple it just feels a little bit too much. But I'm going to just try and modernise it a little bit with what I do with my highlighter. And also, of course, I've got to put on the lip gloss. So I'll get the lip gloss and I'll be right back. Okay, so the lip gloss that goes with this is Candy Darling, which looks like this. It's a nice bright pink. Again, this would look really nice with just the lip liner, Crazy in Love, and this over the top. Okay, now I'm going to put on some highlighter. Try and kind of modernise it a bit, because I think they did do highlighter in the 80s. It was kind of disco's highlighter, wasn't it? But I think that just, if it's a kind of not too in your face highlighter, just modernises it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to use this Superstar Glow highlighter and give this a try. And I think maybe if I give myself a bit more of a contour, that might bring it up to date a bit more. Because again, it wasn't really, it was big red pink cheeks but not as much contour as I remember with this look in the 80s. Trying to sort of modernise it a bit. And of course, the eyebrows were not as thick. So that is the highlight. And then I'm just going to get my contour wand. Okay, I've just squeezed some more into my contour wand and now I've got a whole blob of it. So I just got to go quite easy with it, otherwise I'm going to put too much. Give myself a bit more of a pointy chin. Right, I shall blend that in on fast forward. Yeah, I think that brings it a little bit more up to date. So that is the Glamour Muse book. Glamour Muse book? The Glamour Muse look for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you all tomorrow and I will try and fit in It's got to come in the next few days. The rock chick look. All right, see you all very soon. Take care. Love you all. And I'm going to switch over this lipstick so you can get another idea of something nice to go with the Glamour Muse look. So when you see my lip of the day, it's going to be something else.